encouraging travelers to save resources and fly together. Your convenience are all.
Hello.
A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage. Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks.
Actually have the Reco mission now, so I'm going to go and give it a go.
As weapons will once again become active. We kindly ask that guests exit airlocks as soon as it is safe to do so.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage. This station has been saved.
Yes, I have suffered the 15K/6 error. The only thing I can advise you to do is keep trying and restarting your client. That's what I had to do and it lets you in. It's just temperamental. I imagine if I crash out then I'm going to have a little bit of difficulty getting back in. And of course my Origin 85X has no engines. The back-end services are a little bit wobbly at the minute with CIG. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's something to do with Amazon's servers, obviously, because their stuff's hosted with theirs, or it's some other problem with the back-end. The game servers are working fine, it's just the account servers that are a bit wobbly.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
It is annoying, but when it went live last night, or rather very early this morning in my case, the servers are actually behaving themselves. Whatever's going on just seems to have happened in the past few hours. It's not only affecting what we're doing as well, it's affecting the Evocati, so the guys who are testing Hurston at the minute, it's being wobbly for those guys as well. Apart from the generic logging in issue of actually getting the client to start properly because of the back-end servers, the game's been pretty rock solid for me. I haven't had one crash. Yes, the FPS has come to stay. We have our delightful frames now. It's only just the beginning in the long run. I've heard very good things about Evocati so far, and playing around Hurston and Lawville, although apparently the landing zone around Lawville is a bit of a sort of a temperamental spaceship spontaneous combustion zone. Nay, how am I on this? The servers that CIG stuff is hosted on, Amazon's stuff, is having a bit of a back-end problem at the moment. If you're having trouble getting in, as many people are, the only thing I can advise you to do, as I did, is keep restarting your game client until it lets you in. It's just being very temperamental at the minute. It took me about 3 goes. Maybe I was just lucky. But the game servers are working, it's just the login servers that are having problems.
Hey there! On behalf of the People's Alliance, welcome to Levski. Name's Eslin. I run the hangars here, which is great for you because you're probably looking to land.
This is the first time I've had some pretty sharp FPS drops at Levski. I've been here maybe 4 or 5 times since the client went live, or the patch went live rather, and this is the first time it's kind of been really FPS droppy for me. My game just crashed. Yes, I'll submit a crash report. Oh dear. Oh well, time to at least see if crash recovery works. It started off so well. So many good pictures of Hurston at the minute. It really makes me wish they'd put Hurston straight to PTU. Oh, they've got a wow, my game client does not want to start. Let's just put that back on now. Yes, Ray, you will get that error. There's some problems going on with the backend servers at the minute. Ooh, are we in? Maybe. Hey, let's see if we can get recovery to work. Nope. Alright, let's try this again. I don't need a crew member personally rate, however. I can take this opportunity to firmly bash my shill side and say that Synchronizers is always taking on people. There's information about the organisation in the description below. Every person I help recruit, Warbot owes me a drink, so I'm not going to doubt that. You could be right, Volley, however you pronounce that. Yeah, it could be that the servers are just overloaded because 3.3 has gone live and it is Saturday evening. Maybe people want to give it a go and it's just sort of giving CIG servers the Reddit hug of death, as it were.
Contact sales associates who would like today. Wherever your travels take you. A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage. Welcome.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
I don't know if anyone else has had this, although someone in Sync put that they did. So this is obviously on my ships. This Buccaneer, I don't own a Buccaneer. I've never bought a Buccaneer on the store. The only one I bought was from the ship shop in the PTU. And somehow, for some reason, it's carried over into my live ship list, which is hilarious.
This station is a proud member of the Ship Share program, encouraging travelers to save resources.
Got Recco's mission again, so we'll take the Titan out.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
To prevent traffic, we ask
You just have to keep trying, Gideon. Everyone's getting the same error at the minute. It's just taken me about 5-6 attempts to get back in. It is working, it's just being finicky as hell at the minute. Oh, of course it's got no doors. I'm not having a lot of luck tonight, am I?
may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together.
See if we can get the M50 out this
Your
time.
ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
My M50 has been something of a little bit of a curse on live. The first time it was the first ship I spawned when the patch went live, and I bought my armor and everything. I spawned my M50 to go to Levski, and as soon as I jumped into it on the pad, as it is out there now, a Hornet spawned on top of it, blew me up, and gave me a crime stat. Gideon, the 600i is the ship of the month, so if you have a subscription, you will get a 600i to play with for the month. And 2 tiers of subscription, if you remember. There's the Centurion and the Imperator. If you have the Centurion, then you get the ship of the month, which is the 600i this month. And if you have the Imperator, you have the ship of the month, which of course is the 600i. And I think you get a Vandal Scythe as well. Every time they don't change that one, you just get a Vandal Scythe if you have the other subscription tier. She did to me, Jeremy. I managed to get one done, and she paid me, but she didn't give me a prompt for the next mission, so I still don't know if she's working properly yet. I went up to her and tried to talk to her, and she just went, "I'm a little busy at the minute, come back later." So. Hello, exploit. There's a lot of things that are still wobbly at best with this build, but Chris Roberts' word is the law, and they did say they were going to get it to live. It's good that they have, because it lets more people sort of go and play on the better performance and stuff, but there's still a lot of things that needed fixing. Everyone got a free ship and I didn't? What do you mean, how you pronounce your name there, sorry? I didn't, well, I did get a free ship. I got a Buccaneer, but I have it in some kind of bug, which I have reported, so it's probably going to get removed from my ship list. Apparently I'm not the only person who managed to keep their Buccaneer. I bought that Buccaneer on the very first night that they implemented Teacher's Ship Shop on the PTU. So I'm wondering if it was something with the database, because every time they reset the PTU database, that Buccaneer was still in my ship list. And now they've pushed it to live, and I still have that Buccaneer. Gideon's got a 600i because he's a subscriber. Not a subscriber to my channel, but a subscriber to Star Citizen itself. If you pay for the monthly subscription, then you get given a ship of the month to fly for free, and this month the ship is the 600i.
Hey there! there! On behalf of the People's Alliance, welcome to Levski. Name's Eslin. I run the hangars here, which is great for you because you're probably looking to land.
You don't have to subscribe to me, Gideon, although if you have, thank you very much. I think you did. I heard a pling. Somewhere in between the dogs downstairs going apeshit. Yeah, let's try this again. Hello, penguin. Yeah, you see, Gideon, it does work. You just have to keep trying. CIG are of course aware that something isn't quite right with the login servers at the minute, and they are investigating. If anyone's pre-wondering, I have been down to TT's ship shop, and the ship prices haven't changed for the live client version. So the ships, as I said in my video earlier on, the ships are vastly expensive still compared to, I imagine, what a lot of people have got credit-wise to start with. Now, I get the distinct impression this is going to be Reco's introductory mission again, because I don't know what the trigger is to advance to mission, but this will be like the third time I've done this mission on the live build.
Don't think I've seen your face around these parts before.
Yes, you have.
We get our fair bit of traffic, but I make a point of knowing who's who. What brings you around?
I'm unemployed for the fourth time I've been to see you, and I need a job.
Ah, then you'll be wanting to see me. Name's Rico. I see to the boring fiddly bits for most of the miners work in the area. Dig site claims, equipment orders, or transfers and the like. For most jobs, the terminal will set you up. But if you're after something with a bit of hair on it, best to talk to me direct. If you'd like, I can see to setting you up with something now. Nothing too big, but it'll let us see how we feel about working together. Sound alright to you?
I'm fine with working together. I just want money.
Great. I'll take a scan through now. I need someone to take care of this shipment for me.
Please don't ask me to bring it back here.
Uploading the contract to you now.
God damn it, I've got to bring it back to Levski. Okay, fine.
Fly safe.
So in one of the mission runs that I did with her, the mission was to bring the box back to Levski, but it wouldn't let me use the customs terminal, and it wouldn't let me put it in the new little box machine things, so the return for the mission was bugged out. Let's hope this time it works. Valvac, yes, I have had less crashes. I've only had 1 or 2 so far. One was a few minutes ago, as people saw. Oh, the magic disappearing elevator again, still. I've had 2 crashes, I think, and I haven't played that much, if I'm honest. I've kind of tried, I've like leathered myself into playing all the PTU builds, so with the live version I'm just going nice and easy, and I don't want to burn myself out on it before Hurston comes out, so...
Alright, your ship's all ready for you.
Yeah, 3. Apart from a few hits and misses, this build is very stable. It is a very stable build. There's just some of the, like, the quality of life persistent bugs with VoIP, and I think it was interdictions. Interdictions was the other massive thing that was slowing down the servers, that was causing crashes on the PTU, so they've had to turn those off again. But apart from that, it's been going wonderfully. And of course, Hurston is already out to the Evocati, so it won't be long before that's in PTU as well, and we get to go and turn our 600 eyes that are our ships of the month into submarines when we crash them into the ocean.
You're free to launch. Hope to see you again one day.
Right then, once we get out of the atmosphere, where did you want me to go? It was Daymar, wasn't it? Daymar, Arccorp. So, if you haven't seen before, this is the route thing. You can see I selected Daymar. You don't go straight to Daymar now, it takes you to the nearest body of it because it's in orbit around Crusader. So Crusader becomes the focal point, and then you have to jump to Daymar. If you wanted to go to the Covalex station, it would have you go Daymar. It would have you go Crusader, Daymar, Covalex. So it sets routes for you now. Is VoIP working? VoIP is working, however you have to turn it on, and by that I mean you have to go into your mobiGlas, go to the comlink, and you have to use these icons here to switch it on. I'm not switching it on because CIG have acknowledged if you enable it, it can introduce some instability into your build. VoIP was one of the last major hurdles that was causing crashes on the PTU, so I'm avoiding using it when I can right now. especially whilst I'm trying to do Reco's missions, because I am cursed when I try and stream these missions for you guys and everything breaks. Looks as if Shubin is ArcCorp even. ArcCorp is on the bottom. Huh, I was thinking it was Shubin from here, although it looks like it's on the day side, so that's good. If there's one thing I hate during this game in any fashion, it's flying into the night side of planets, because I can see it on my screen because of the way that the game's rendered, but it makes it really difficult for you guys to see it because it doesn't quite show that in the stream quality. Yeah, there's some login problems at the minute, Rich, with CIG's backend servers. The only thing I can recommend, as I've been saying on stream, is that you keep trying and eventually you will get in. It just takes a few attempts. The game servers themselves are working absolutely fine. It's just the login servers that are a bit balked at the moment. There is very much eye candy. Now we have OCS. Yeah, the frame rate's good when there's not a lot going on, but Levski is still unoptimized as hell, unfortunately. On the Evocati, from the various leaks that have sprung, the frame rate actually looks really good. It looks like they've optimized Hurston and Lorville to work a lot better than Levski does with all its assets that it has to load in. And there's the heat haze, if you've not seen that before. Daymar now has a heat haze when you get below 1500 meters. It's a bit annoying when you're in the cockpit of a ship. I don't know why the Avenger likes to wobble about on landing pads. we'll have to talk to an NPC. Are you going to play nice? You still don't have a voice, which is quite funny. Yeah, the Avengers crosshair still triggers a lot of OCD people. Hey, you actually gave me the box this time. You didn't on the PTU? So these are the new cargo terminal things that you can use. Yes, serious. As I'm sure I'm going to have to keep parroting. CIG's login servers are a bit broken at the minute. The game servers are working fine. It's just the login servers. You just have to keep trying, and it will let you in. Give it 5 or 6 attempts and you should get in eventually. I don't know why it's broken. CIG haven't said anything. It could just be that it's something on Amazon's Lumberyard engine server thing backend. It could be that Star Citizen is getting the Reddit hug of death because everyone wants to try 3.3. Who knows? No, your user folder won't break you being able to get into the game. Your user folder is just basically your key bindings and some of the shader settings that get reset with every patch. Looks like they've changed the engine contrail on the Avenger. I didn't notice that. You have an Aurora. I don't know, it could be an Arena Commander loaner for one of your ships, Sirius, if you bought a new ship. Like, I've had an Aurora and a civilian Hornet since the dawn of Star Citizen, and I didn't purchase them. I still have a Ursa Rover from when I bought my Constellation Aquila. I no longer have the Aquila because I have a Phoenix, but I still have the Rover. Tunnel vision. God, oh, crashed. God damn it. Oh, that's a pain. Crash number 3. Yeah, I don't quite know why they disabled the loadout changes on purchased ships. It seems a bit of a backward step, but I'm sure they've got some random reason for doing it. Maybe it's something that broke the database of ships. I don't know, I'm just theorizing. Well, there's me getting a 1506 error. Try again. Yeah, Levski, you've got to remember that Levski was built a few, years ago now, obviously, compared to now. And they didn't have the technology to optimize the areas with object container streaming that they do now, which is what they've obviously done for Lorville and Hurston. So everything that Levski uses, all of its assets and everything, is just slammed into your computer as soon as you enter the area, unlike everything else, which is now done with object container streaming. It's going to be redone eventually. However, I think when we get more things like ArcCorp and Microtech, which are obviously planets within Stanton, the Stanton system, Delamar isn't meant to be there. Delamar isn't part of the Stanton system. They put Delamar in because they just built it and they wanted to test out something, if I remember correctly. And they kind of just ran with it. Yeah, Squiggle, I've just had 2 myself just now trying to get back in, so we'll give it a few more goes and see what happens. It's a shame that they've had, quite a... I imagine it would have given them a good morale boost now that they've finally got the OCS patch out alive, only to not be able to let people log in. Any reason why you would have all the hangars? I don't know. Serious. I don't know if it just gives you them all by default now, that you can just run around in. The hangars are kind of a bit of a misnomer at the minute, aren't they? They're there, but they don't really do much for you. And there's another 1506 error. Oh, there we go. Recovery? No, of course not. Right then. Yeah, the hangars were good for ship touring with high FPS, and they were good for content creators like myself to do ship tours when the public universe sucked. But not anymore. Right, same clothing, same weapon, so that's not been reset, which is good. There's Rico's mission again. Do we dare attempt it a third time?
To access your craft, consult one of the terminals located out of the station. To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch out to the map of the departing ships only.
May as well, mightn't we? Might go and do it in style though this time.
Your
And
ship
take the
has been
Connie.
delivered to the following landing pad.
Vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage. A wide variety of entertainment and dining options.
Oh yeah, the game file's going to be huge. Not quite a terabyte though, I think. Like, the most insane games at the minute take up like, what, 200 gig? Don't they? I mean, FF15 takes up 80, and then if you... Oh, it's not even got any doors! Urgh! If you... Yeah, FF18, I'm done. FF15 takes up about 80 gig, but if you have the high resolution texture pack for it, it takes up another 75, is what I meant to say.
Station has been designated as an armistice zone. Bring with weapons to protocol strictly forbidden. We kindly ask that guests exit airlocks.
So we can't go in Constellation.
Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your assistance.
Oh look, my Avenger is apparently destroyed on Daymar with its explosive mineral sample that I got from Rico last time.
Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together.
Your ship
FF18
has been
confirmed.
delivered to the following landing
What
pad.
FF18 will be about. We don't even have FF16 yet, do we? Although I think it's going to be something to do with that short they did a few years ago, that Agnes philosophy, was it? I'm running on a SSD at the minute. Serious? But yeah, when I was using my Razer Blade, I too was running off a Samsung NvMe driver that was just 500 gig. Just wanting to look over there because that looks like a Gamma. It is a Gamma, so it's one of the AMD. Not a Gamma, sorry, an Omega. One of the fancy AMD racing Mustangs. There's not many of them around. It's got AMD logos all over it somewhere. There we go. Right, third time lucky. Let's go and have another go. That wouldn't surprise me with the game dev build, because they've got all the Squadron 42 assets in there and everything, hasn't they? So all the voice acting files, all the different meshes and models and everything from Squadron 42 is a lot more than just the little playable universe that we have at the minute. I still wish I could put boxes in this thing somehow. I do love this ship. And just drop a box on the passenger seat and be done with it. I haven't actually watched the last Around the Verse, the latest one, so... I imagine it just had lots more pretty shots of Hurston in it, and its moons. You're right, Patrick, I could take the 600i, however the 600i is a pain in the arse to park at Levski, so I prefer to take something small to at least get there. I might take a 600i out, because I'm still going to need a ship to pick the box up that Rico wants me to go and fetch, so...
Hey there! On behalf of the People's Alliance, welcome to Levski. Name's Eslin. I run the hangars here, which is great for you, because you're probably looking to land.
I am, but I don't need your hangers this time, good sir. I can do it myself. Chris is squirming whilst Sandy channeled the community. What, in that they'd moved them to 3.5 and then Chris trying to not look guilty about it. Yep, the Cutlass can make its seats fold up so you can fit vehicles in there better, like the Cyclone, because obviously the Cyclone's very, very wide. Whew, it's a loaded question, Patrick. I love the 600i. It's the... I have a kind of ethos, or an ethos rather, when it comes to buying ships in this game. And it's not that I will not buy ships. I have bought ships. But I don't buy concepts, because the changes to ships between concept and a flyable model are so vast that I will wait until I get a flyable model to play with, which is exactly what I did with the Phoenix. The 600i has been the only ship so far that has tempted me from the concept stage, and I still didn't buy one. I do love the 600i. I think it's great. It has its problems, like there's too little utilised space in it, and the bar is ugly in comparison to the Phoenix, and the crew quarters are just awful. They need to be completely redesigned. But apart from that, I do like the 600i. I love the 600i. It's meant to be my daily driver as an exploration ship. That said, I do love the Phoenix as well. Right, give me a mission. Talk to me! Ugh, she don't even want to talk now. Look at that, it's just rude. Oh, the hell with you then. She don't want to talk to me. Not doing reco at the minute, it seems. I don't... You see, I had an Aquila before I bought the Phoenix. The whole idea was that I was going to upgrade my Aquila into the Phoenix. But of course, there's no CCUs for the Phoenix. Or at least there wasn't when they did the 3.3 ship ready sale. So I had to melt a bunch of my ships to be able to buy the Phoenix outright, which is what I did. The Aquila, to me, it's a good ship, don't get me wrong, and I do love the Constellation. But compared to the Phoenix, the Aquila just feels a bit like a tin tube. There's nothing there, you know, it's very linear. It's got like its crew quarters, which is what the Phoenix has anyway, and then you go into the back of the Aquila and it's just a giant cargo space. And you'd think it would have a bit more substance to it, to do with exploration, rather than just a giant cargo bay and a catwalk, basically what the Taurus and the Andromeda have got.
Alright, your ship's all ready for you.
Yes, the Phoenix does still have size 1 missiles, because it has them on little boom arms that come out. There is indeed the top turret, which is like a giant scanning station, basically, like what the 600i has got in it. Although the 600i has 2 of them. But that's it. That's the only difference between that, you know, that's feature-wise, apart from better shields and a better looking cockpit. The dude in dreadlock there looks like he's playing John Wick. Yeah, the idea is that you can go and explore and, you know, use the scanners to your advantage to find resources or whatever. But the Aquila, I don't know. I like the Aquila, I just don't like the fact that it just feels like a tin tube because it's got nothing in it. Oh, I know, Trans Am, but it's like you go into the back of the Phoenix, and I know it's a luxury ship and it's meant to be different, but it feels like it's so much more, like, I don't know, just sociable and usable and more homely than the Aquila. Until the 600i came out, I did have an Aquila, because as I'm sure you know, it was the exploration ship at the time, unless you wanted a Carrack, of course. But I'm not in on the Carrack hype, so... Like I said, concept to mesh model, and we haven't seen anything of the Carrack yet, have we? So... barely any missions on this server at the minute. The Phoenix is equipped with big Omnis guys, yes. And it does have a hot tub, but the hot tub doesn't work, it's just covered at the minute. Oh, I entirely agree. I would love to rip out the hot tub and put some kind of scanning station in there. It'd be a fucking epic shit then if we could do that. And the thing about 600i being luxury is true, but I think they could still do a bit more to rework it and make it slightly better design. If you look at the comparison between the bar in the 600i on that top balcony in the rear section and the bar in the Phoenix, the one in the Phoenix you can see has had so much more love and detail put into it compared to the one in the 600i. You can actually sit at the bar in the Constellation Phoenix, whereas if you try and sit at the one on the 600i, you're sat halfway across the ship because the chairs are that far away. Oh, the CIG still need to fix this really annoying bug. Yeah, the Phoenix is a very social ship, but it's meant to be, isn't it? It's like essentially a VIP tourer. It's an RV in spaceship form, because you can even throw a car in the bottom of it. Yes, mining is actually one of the best ways in the alpha to make money at the minute, believe it or not. It's very fast and takes nowhere near as much time as, say, trading cargo. Hurston is not in yet, Mimo, no. It's in Evocati right now. It was brought out for the Evocati today, which makes me think the wider PTU community will get to take a stab at it next week. and then I would say within 1 or 2 weeks it will go live, because it looks very tidy and clean already from what we're hearing from the Evocati. Alright, find the dead dude's box, which I can't even look at now because I'm in 0G. GG Bob. Get up! What number was it? It was 104. From what we can see, Sirius, that the Evocati has been leaking as such. The performance on Hurston and Lorville is actually looking really, really good. No, Patrick, I don't have the piano, unfortunately, because I wasn't one of the early Phoenix adopters. I would really like one. What is that? That's not part of Covalax. That's a chair. It looks like a chair from a 300 series. An Origin logo? Yeah. Someone's blown up their Origin 300 series somewhere nearby and lost their seat. I went the wrong way. Went down instead of up. Are you Box Lucky 104? Yes, you are. That was easy. Yeah, it's the first thing of being able to switch out stuff and ships. You can just make the table go away. So the conference table that's in the back, I'll show you when I get the box inside. Even if you don't have the piano, you can still open the space up. Because it's like you can pick a flare item, and even if you don't have the piano, you can still make the conference table disappear. This ship really isn't the most graceful one to get into from 0G. So, best thing about the Phoenix, and its wonderful thing, in here is dead man shit. You can take your $400 luxury spaceship and still shove the dead man shit onto the bar. Ta-da! Okay, table. So you go into the ship loadout section, and you can see flare item, conference table. The piano will be here. Just unequip it, save, and you have a dance floor. You can have a rave. But no, I don't have the piano. I want the piano for sure. Who doesn't if they have a Phoenix? I am wearing the Odyssey mono helmet and undersuit, and then I've got Venture armor on. Yes, Puppet, I know. You don't so much put it down as throw it, especially if it's in 0G, but I prefer to put them down because then at least you know they're in a fixed spot and they won't roll around. What ship am I most looking forward to? Good question. Probably the Endeavour, because everyone, I think, is going to have like their own kind of end game in this, aren't they? Like the ship they want to work towards, and I could just buy one, but I don't want to buy every single ship. I want to be able to work for it as well. So the Endeavour is kind of my personal end game. Farm focused or sneaky little drug lab? I don't know, actually. I'd like the idea of, you know, just doing the interstellar science, but I'm sure if I get something like a Endeavour, I will be constricted to turn it into a hospital for some inevitable conflict that Warbot will drag us into. Where am I landing? Over there. I'm not using a hot ass. I'm using mouse and keyboard. Yeah, the 890 jump is looking good as well, especially if they, you know, they use the 600i's assets that we already have, make them better for the 890 jump, and then retrofit the 600i with some of that improved materials and stuff. That would be really cool. Placing the boxes down using left click Puppet, it might work as a place down for you. When I last did it on Daymar, it tossed it and went halfway across the moon. NATO, do I prefer the 600i or the Phoenix? At the minute, I am very, very much in love with my Phoenix because it feels more comfortable to use it than the 600i at the minute. And it's a lot more fun for taking people out in, I think. Oh, I actually have to deliver it to the dude and not shove it in one of these cupboards. Oh, God. Dead dude shit. Pay me, please. Thoughts on the Kraken? I like the Kraken. I don't want a Kraken. I'm not a capital ship person. If I want to go on a capital ship, I imagine there will be many people in however many organisations that I take part in that will have a Kraken that I can fly on or get in a turret in or something. the militaristic gameplay of the capital ships is not something I want to do at the minute. The industrial thing of the Kraken is cool, no doubt. This is going to be a quantum beacon, isn't it? Yes. What on earth is doing that to my Phoenix? Oh, somebody's cutlass. What ships do I own? I own currently Avenger Titan Renegade, which I won from a competition with CIG. I own Sabre Raven, because I've had a Raven code like forever. I own this Phoenix, which I bought with the ship sale that we just had. I have a Origin M50. That was from the Gladius and Gold referral reward, and then I upgraded the Gladius into an M50 because the M50 is one of my favourite ships. I have an 85X as well because I like the 85X. It's a fun little run around. At the minute I have a Caterpillar, which is probably going to become a 600i during the anniversary sale, and then I've got some ground vehicles as well. The 600i Explorer, because the thing I was going to do with the 600i is that it was going to be my daily driver to use for exploring. You can call it an unpopular opinion, but I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed with the Kraken when it comes out, because it's not going to be as strong as an Idris. They've already said it's not going to be as strong as an Idris. And whilst you can deploy ships from it, I feel it's going to be a bit of a glass cannon compared to other capital ships. So it'll have more utility because it will be able to carry more ships and stuff, but it's more fragile as a result. Oh, this bug is so annoying. I do love the Caterpillar, and I am loath to turn it into my 600i, but I don't have the cash to be spending on spaceships. So it would be like a missed opportunity if I don't rebuy my 600i. Plus, I can always take cargo in other ships as well. I'm not that fussed about having a huge cargo carrier like the Caterpillar is. If you're getting an error code, Bob, you have to just keep retrying and restarting your client until it lets you know. Oh, great, there they are. I didn't think we were getting AI spawning in this build, but however, I must be wrong. Of course. Well, I can only imagine this going well, unless I spam missiles. And that's the power of the Omniskies. Oh, come on, turn. This is why you need gunners. That's so frustrating. For what it's worth, at least the Phoenix is taking a beating. Another one. Hey. Good stuff. And I don't even know what I'm looking for. Lost cargo. It's just a box, but hopefully it will show me which box I need. It's time for another ungraceful exit. Although in fairness, I can just do this from now I'm outside. Let's put this back up. It said finding cargo from a freelancer in the mission text. I'm pretty sure this is a caterpillar. Okay. There was one box on top of another box. Left click and toss that one away. There we go. How do I do a video and live stream at the same time? How do you mean, Transam? You lost me. Oh, I uploaded that a while ago now. Come on, get in. Get in the hole! I'm going to have to toss the cargo box in first. Meh. There we go, now I fit. I've never had that problem before. No, I don't want to go to the toilet, I want to pick the box up. Let's put this one over here this time. Oh, okay, maybe I can't. Put it on the end? No, it's fine, you can stay on the carpet, you'll be comfortable there. Just put the boxes in the toilet to be safe. You're not wrong. Alright, where's this thing going? I think it was shoe bin, wasn't it? Meanwhile, this was a random person. It could be an AI ship, I suppose. An AI Crusader security. Oh, this is a long flight. Apparently in Ivacati it takes about 7 or 8 minutes to fly to Hurston from Port Olisar. So you get a comfy bum when you fly in a spaceship to Hurston. Oh, this quantum travel bug is really annoying. Looks like those fighters put a dent in my cargo door, the underbelly door. Yeah, it's good that they're including that sense of scale, Transam, I think. It makes you appreciate just, you know, that just because you have bought a... Oh, it's like I did in that video a while ago, the unpopular opinion about quantum travel. You know, just because you bought a Gladius or a Saber or, you know, a Cutlass Black, it's still not going to get everywhere on one batch of fuel. Oh hell yeah! When they put the fuel mechanics in, I have a Starfarer Gemini on buyback, and I'm sorely tempted to buy it. When they put the fuel, or the refuel, sorry, mechanics in, because it's kind of like being a fuel rat in Elite Dangerous, isn't it? You're gonna rescue the people who stupidly try to jump to Hurston without fuel. And yes, Darrow, you're absolutely right. You have to choose what you want to do. You can't just, oh, I have a spaceship now, I can do everything. No, you can't, because your spaceship can't go everywhere, and it can't get everywhere. You need to think about how you're going to do something and what you want to do. Where am I taking this thing? Over there. These are the large Omnis guys, if you've not seen them yet, for those who are interested in a Phoenix, or its armaments anyway. Oh, wants me to give it to a dude again. A dude without a voice. Money, please. I am poor. I have to make 1.6 million credits to go and buy a prospector. There we go. With my pittance of credits. Yeah, there's not many good missions left on this server. So what I'll do to round off is one thing I haven't done yet on the live client, and I didn't do it in the last few builds of the PTU, is see how the Gravlev vehicles are working. So before the sun completely disappears here at Shubin, we'll get a Nox out and we'll throw that around for a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, your ship is going to be, you know, it's not going to be like EVE Online. Your ship isn't going to do everything. You're going to need a crew. Especially if you're in a big ship. That's why I like the 600i. You can run it with minimal numbers. Let's go sun chasing in this thing. Ooh, they've made a UI red. I didn't notice that. That's cool. So it's like the other Alpoa vehicles now. It still sounds silly. It doesn't look like the boost is working again. I could be wrong. Gravlev's working just fine, it seems, which is good. It means I haven't broken it. Yeah, it's solidly sticking to 50, it's not boosting. Oh, there we go. Now I got it to boost. Change the loadout on this as well. If you have a crew Wooly, then obviously use it as a formidable corvette covered in turrets with invincible shielding. If it's just you, then you overheat the shields and you use it as a giant battering ram. They're sorted. I think this is the one ship you can fly, maybe with the exception of the Dragonfly, where the heat haze effect on Daymar isn't overpowering when you're sat in the cockpit or something. Alright then, sun is disappearing. With that, I am going to grab some food and get some food and probably go and have a lie down, because I'm repeating myself and I'm hungry. What are my overall thoughts on 3.3 so far before I go? It's good. It's very, very stable for the most part. There's a lot of crashes depending on what you're doing. Like Levski still seems to trigger a lot of crashes, a couple of the missions do, and VoIP certainly does. We know that gives it a little bit of instability. But apart from that, it's quite stable. If you've got a ship and you haven't played Star Citizen for a while, or you haven't played it at all, and you know you are thinking about buying a starter package, just go and have a go for it. It's very, very cool now, and it's enjoyable because we've got decent frame rates. So if you're worried about your computer not being strong enough to run it, you can look at the telemetry website on the RSI website now, and it will give you sort of a broader view of your system compared with the people's and where it might sit performance wise. So there's that to go and play with. Apart from that, yeah, it's a good build. Go and have fun, go and play it, and you know, at the end of the day, more stuff that you do, if you crash, submit the crash report, get it fixed, and then we don't have crashes anymore. It's as easy as that. Apart from that, thank you for watching, everyone. I may be back later on if we do some more stuff with Sync, or I may do another video later, because I want to get Reco's bloody missions done, but I'm just cursed never to finish them whenever I've got you guys watching. It's really annoying. So, yes, I'll see you all later on. Thank you again for watching.